Hello, my name's Steve Flashman, and this is the next video in my course, Public Speaking Skills for People in Business. I love these quotes. One from Dale Carnegie. There are always 3 speeches for every one you actually gave. The one you practiced, the one you gave, and the one you wish you gave. I like that. Franklin D. Roosevelt said, "Be sincere, be brief, be seated." Great advice for public speaking. So in this video, we're going to look at how to overcome problems in public speaking. If you're in business, it's likely that you will have already delivered a speech or presentation. So how did it go? Did you encounter any of the following while delivering it? You found it hard to get eye contact with your audience. You stumbled over your words and failed to get your point across. You had physical symptoms of nervousness, sweaty hands, butterflies in the stomach, dry mouth. You were frustrated that your presentation did not do justice to the subject matter of your speech. You felt so conscious of the response of your audience that you missed some crucial elements of what you wanted to say. You were unable to give a dynamic, stirring speech because you were glued to your notes. You felt so self-conscious that you were glad when it was all over. You could not get eye contact with your audience because you found them intimidating. You lost your chain of thought, were unable to get your thoughts together to complete your speech successfully. Now here's the reality. If you've experienced any of these things when giving a public speech or presentation, join the club, because most people, if they're really honest, will admit that some of these things we've all experienced. In front of people, in a business context, or in any context, if you're giving a public speech or a presentation, you will have experienced some of these things. Now here's some misconceptions about speech anxiety. Here's myth number 1. Everyone will know if a speaker has speech anxiety. The reality is few, if any, will notice. So keep the secret to yourself and start acting confidently. Here's another myth. Speech anxiety will intensify as the speech progresses. It's actually up to you. Mostly, a well-prepared speaker will relax as the speech progresses. Here's another myth. Speech anxiety will ruin the effect of the speech. Well, if you let it, it will. On the contrary, speech anxiety may improve a speaker's effectiveness. Here's another one. The audience is naturally hostile and will obviously be critical of our speech. But the reality is most listeners in a business context are polite, especially when the speaker is trying to do well and providing a service to the listeners. Knowing the causes of speech anxiety is the first step in managing it. So let's have a look at some of these. Poor preparation, inappropriate self-expectations, fear of evaluation, excessive self-focusing, fear of the audience, not understanding our body's reactions. So there are strategies for managing some of these things. Let's have a look at some of them. Be well prepared and practice your speech. Whenever I'm doing a speech in public or doing a presentation, I like to use a word processor actually, and often I'll write it out fairly fully, and then I will make brief notes or even headings. And what I like to do is rehearse the speech a few times, and I have the headings as hook lines in my mind, almost like a mind map. And the headings I remember. And then as I remember the headings, I can remember the content that I wrote around those headings. Never give a public speech or a presentation reading out full notes. That's not the way to present to an audience. If you're writing full notes, make sure you can get them in your head, and you do that by writing these trigger headlines that you will then remember. You've got the headlines in your head, remember them, you'll get the content. It's just about rehearsing. Warm up first. Use deep breathing. Prepare an introduction that will relax you and your audience. Often a personal story or even a humorous story will work well in that context, as long as you use humour really wisely, and I'll be talking about that in another video. Focus on unpacking the key point. What's the message that you want to get across? It's that main message that you want to keep focusing on. Use visual aids, but use them wisely. Again, I'll look at that in another video. Develop a positive mental attitude. There are different types of public speakers, and you may recognize yourself in one of these descriptions. There's the avoider, does everything possible to avoid facing an audience. In some cases, avoiders seek careers that don't involve making presentations. There's the resistor. They become fearful when asked to speak. This fear may be strong. Resistors may not love to speak in public, but they have no choice. When they speak, they do so with great reluctance. There's the acceptor. Can do presentations, but is not that enthusiastic to do them. Acceptors occasionally give presentations and feel good about them. Occasionally the presentations can be quite persuasive and satisfying. Now here's what we need to be aiming at. We need to be seekers, and we can if we deal with the problems of speech anxiety and know how to manage those things. A seeker always looks for opportunities to speak. Seekers understand that anxiety can be a stimulant that fuels enthusiasm during presentation. Seekers work hard at building their professional communication skills and self-confidence by speaking often. Now let's have a word about continuous professional development, because this is a great opportunity for people in business to do some fairly unique marketing. Most people in business will be required to fulfill a certain number of hours each year on continuous professional development. This presents a great opportunity, as I said, to promote your business. You can offer a CPD service to your clients and the professionals in related trades and industries that you work with. So your public speaking and presentation skills are crucial in order to capitalize on this opportunity for the benefit of your business. You simply present and speak about what you know. You can get accreditation to run courses by professional bodies who deal with CPT accreditation, but this is how it works. Speaking out of your skill set, organize a seminar. It could be in a hotel or in a public hall. Invite your business-to-business contacts, the related trades that you work with. Invite key decision makers. Offer them the opportunity to come to your seminar and to get accreditation, the certificate that you will give them because you are accredited. So at the end of the seminar, they've already notched up a few hours that they need for their CPD requirements for that year. So you talk around your trade or industry, and you then open up for questions and discussion. You might have coffee or even lunch following. What a great opportunity to do some networking, to illustrate your expertise in your particular area of work and business, and to build some bridges of communication with like-minded business people who might be in related trades, who can then offer you business and vice versa. CPD is a great way of networking and of building your business. In the next video, I'll give you my top 20 practical tips for public speaking. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next video.